Lot 11, 86.5. Be a blue buckle JoJo. And Darren said that Sal raised the champion at the Wisconsin State Fair in 2023.
Yeah, and obviously good track record with Darren's stuff here in the Midwest, and I know he's got a good track record there in the South, especially with the Blues. Again, the Blue Deal is something that's near and dear to their heart, and I would say this one, this 86-4, the best way to describe him, in my opinion, and not in a negative way, is bone stock. I think this one, is stout and got a good look. He's got a big arm and a big rear leg, and it just looks like this is the feeding kind, in my opinion. He's a little skinnier there and in the upper portion of his forerib. He's a little skinnier there in terms of his shape up high, but that thing, as he goes to pull here, he's very comfortable at the arena surface. He's very comfortable in terms of where his head comes out of the top side of his shoulder. He's got a very square back laid into him. He's just not evident in terms of his shape 100% today, but I think this one, as we get him to pull here on camera, if he wants to, I think this one you could do about whatever you wanted with, Brant.
Yeah, as Bryce alluded to, I mean, he's got the width down low. He's not as just boxy and shapely up high, but the blue buckles that we've seen today, I don't think that's going to be a watch out on them because they all got plenty of muscularity. Probably going back to that JoJo Sal is why they don't maybe just have as much right now, but his build is killer. His we talked about it early too, just skin and hair is on point, and he's got a big stout mug and he's opened up. I think a feeder's kind there that's really good in terms of his build and his body. Just needs a little more punch up high today.
Yeah, and I remember that, Bear. I think I'm not exactly work a lot of sales here in the Midwest, and this is kind of what that bear kind of looked like at this particular stage. Big legs, good looking, and maybe a little bit more evidence of shape. He's just not as far along there, but I still think one that probably propped up and took a damn good photo from the side because his indicators and his height and length ratio are all the same. I think one that you definitely don't need to get caught sleeping on because he's basic. He's awesome in terms of his build and stout in terms of his feature.
And I think he looks good walking around with his head down. I mean, you can just start reading him, and everything reads right there, and he does get his head up, and like you said, his picture is probably extremely good.
Yeah, we're going to get him on some of that Wiffles corn there and see if he wants to pull just a little bit of dirt there on the end, just trying to find something that he's interested in. As you see him, you're getting a good view of him there. Awesome in terms of his squareness, in terms of his hind leg. Great in terms of his squareness of back out of the backside of his shoulder. He's got a big stout noggin laid into him and a big arm. Just not one that's wanting to run around the pen today. Just a little timid on this surface. We'll see if Darren can get him hooked up on maybe a little bit of a different stick. Looks like he's a little bit more interested here.